let's get spooky, boo. It's time we look back at some of the spookiest, creepiest, most downright badass cartoon villains in animated history. There are tons of dark, chilling cartoon villains out there, and we're gonna check them out today. So let's check out the top 6 darkest cartoon villains.
Survival of the fittest.
Number 6.
I'll make space.
Him from the Powerpuff Girls. His very name strikes fear into the hearts of humans.
That even the utterance of his name strikes fear into the hearts of men.
He's demonic. He's an empty husk of pure evil. He's transgender for some reason. He is the true villain of Powerpuff Girls.
I took a little time off to get into shape.
I've never quite been able to figure out if him is meant to represent Satan or if he's just a local demon of Townsville. Either way, he always tends to go one step further than all the other villains in Townsville. Rather than just sending out some robotic cyborg to destroy the town, him will subtly manipulate people's minds. And dude, personally, I think having to watch your own loved ones turn against you is among the darkest, most despicable behaviors a villain could do. And him seems to relish every moment of it. He feeds upon the negative feelings, pain, and hatred of all the people of Townsville. He's simply a downright nasty piece of work. He has interstellar telekinetic powers, he can bring back the dead. Him is super powerful, and the only villain the Powerpuff Girls show real caution for. And for number 5, Frollo from Hunchback. Just wow. No matter how many times I see this guy, Frollo is by far the most downright cruel, malicious human villain Disney has ever done. Frollo is such a scumbag, he'll gladly harm women, children, as well as ants. He really doesn't like ants for some reason. All in the name of serving his religion. What a jerk. Frollo was a disturbing gaze into the twisted, volatile Middle Ages, where a corrupt church controlled the peasants with an iron glove. Public whippings were commonplace, and the Minister of Justice could freely burn the city to the ground without a second thought. Jeebus! Technically, the church isn't controlling the peasants in this movie, but we all know in the original book, Frollo was a corrupt priest. I don't think even Disney could have gotten away with a corrupt church at the time. I suspect the 10 Disney board of directors would have been set on fire. And all of this comes from Frollo's deep, lustful desire for one gypsy. Frollo comes unsettlingly close to a psychotic personality. In fact, he was so wicked that Beelzebub himself took him away personally when he finally met his fate. I guess even the devil was sick of him.
Oh, dude, no way. That's just too far, man. You are perfect for my right-hand man. Lucifer's got nothing on you. You're coming with me.
Frollo was one psychotic villain. Number 4. The Joker from Batman the Animated Series. Everyone knows this is the true twisted archenemy of Batman. Mark Hamill was just so perfect for this role that I'm almost glad he was permanently typecast as Luke Skywalker. It meant we got to see just what a spectacular voice actor he was.
Mother always said I had talent.
The Joker is willing to crush anyone necessary to take over Gotham City, even manipulating his ex-psychologist Harley Quinn through Stockholm Syndrome. Often verbally and physically abusing Harley Quinn, all amidst her obsessive love for him.
You're just in time to see the...
This guy is one scumbag. But what makes the Joker so fascinating and brilliant is that he creates this strange, uncomfortable ambivalence in many people. I'm never quite sure whether to find him terrifying or hilarious. He first introduces himself by releasing a gas on Gotham City that causes permanent laughing insanity in people. Despite how evil his schemes are, watching some of these schemes unfold is strangely funny, and I feel unsettled with myself for laughing at it. He's a villain that leaves viewers not just uncomfortable with his evil, but more uncertain of their own evil. That in itself makes a surprisingly brilliant villain. The Joker's another villain who falls well into that psychopath category. Yet at the same time, it is always so intriguing to watch his madness unfold on screen. The Joker was a villain that made us laugh, yet uncertain at ourselves for laughing at the same time.
Let the good times roll!
And the third darkest cartoon villain is Robotnik from Sonic Saturn. Jim Cunnings just made this the most insanely evil, disturbing version of Robotnik ever brought to a game or cartoon.
Robotnik is supreme.
Robotnik openly admits he has a purely metallic heart, and even shows his lackey Snively that he has no heart inside.
What color is my heart?
I don't see a heart, sir.
Exactly.
He is completely void of compassion, and gleefully turns every citizen of Mobius he can get his metallic claws onto into lifeless, robotic slaves. Sonic Saturn doesn't really feel like good versus evil. It feels more like evil has won and is just doing a victory parade while good tries to annoy it. The Freedom Fighters are desperately hiding away, planning out whatever stealth operations they can manage to momentarily cut Robotnik's power supply. And that's part of what makes Robotnik so scary here. It feels like he has control of everything. He's created a utopia, but this utopia is a false one that is horrifyingly wrong in every aspect imaginable. The people have no will, technology is perfect, but everything is lifeless. Technically, this could actually be called a subtle metaphor for anti-industrialism, but I prefer to just see him as the most badass Robotnik ever shown in a Sonic cartoon or game. And the second darkest cartoon villain is Chernobog from Fantasia. Well, what can you really say about this guy? When it comes to dark villains, it's kinda hard to beat Satan himself. This is simply the most chilling imagery